I value the good things in life. Great food, comfortable clothes, the perfect pour at the end of a long day, and the hardworking people who bring quality products to life. I'm fascinated by how the things I love come to be. So I've teamed up with my friends at Nutrient Solutions and Farm Journal to explore the journey from seed to shelf and to get to know the growers who dedicate their lives to making it happen. How are growers feeding a growing world? Come with me to find out. I'm Brett Griffin. This is Leading the Field. Thaddeus is in for a great surprise.
Brett, how you doing, old buddy?
Hey, I'm great, man. What's up?
Oh, not much. How are you?
I'm good. What are you up to?
Just hustling a little bit for this storm.
Hey, I saw your text.
Yes.
You were cooking chicken and dumplings.
Absolutely.
Turkey and dressing.
Yep.
So I made my mother's world famous cranberry sauce.
You wanted an invite to dinner, didn't you?
I did want an invite to dinner. How'd you know?
Well, you brought me some cranberry sauce.
Well, you got to tell me something. Where
Okay.
do cranberries come from, man? Where are they grown?
You're not too far away.
Okay.
Right up here north in Wisconsin, there's cranberry fields galore.
I love Wisconsin, so I'm not surprised they make something as good as cranberries.
I'm going to send you up to see Scott and Amber, 4th and 5th generation cranberry farmers.
Yep. All right, save me a spot for dinner.
I'm going to get to getting.
All right.
Come see us.
Sounds good.
Thank
See
you.
you. I've made it to Russell Raisin & Son Cranberry Farm here in Warrens, Wisconsin. I love cranberries and I enjoy them year-round, especially dried cranberries. And we all love cranberry sauce for Thanksgiving. But the reality is, most of us have no idea how cranberries are grown and harvested. Scott Schultz is going to set the record straight. Hey, I'm Brett.
Hey, I'm Scott.
How's it going?
Good, good.
Awesome. It's good to be in Wisconsin.
Glad to have you here in the cranberry capital of Wisconsin.
I love it, man. I love cranberries.
Well, that's good to hear because you're going to learn a little about them today.
Awesome. Tell me about this farm.
Well, this farm here has been in our family since 1918, and we're working on the 6th generation now with my grandson. I came onto the farm about 35 years ago, married into the family. My high school sweetheart, Shelley. Family welcomed me with open arms. As always told, if you really love what you're doing, you're really never working a day in your life, and that exemplifies the life that we have out here.
I grew up in South Carolina around a bunch of watermelons, and I noticed these cranberries are growing on what looks like a vine. Is that accurate?
You always kind of associate the cranberries with water because that's the only way you ever see them is at harvest time. And the cranberries themselves actually grow better in dry, sandy soil. And one of the few reasons why cranberries grow here is just because that we have a excess of sandy, acidic soil. But the cranberry beds that we'll see in a little bit, they're all manicured and level, and they do grow on a woody vine, only 3-4 inches high.
So you mentioned you're the 4th generation farmer here.
Yep.
How much pride goes into your legacy that you built?
Every day it's a pride-filled thing just because we try to be faithful stewards of the land here, just because we know that the whole family lives here. And with that being said, we have to take care of the land that we live on.
What's going on around here today?
Out in the cranberries right now, we have my daughter Amber. She's taking her annual cranberry counts for our crop forecasting project. If you're more than welcome, let's go see what she's doing.
Yeah, let's go find her. I'm
right.
good at counting.
Let's go.
All right.
Good morning, Amber.
Hi.
I'd like to introduce you to Brett.
How are you?
Hi, good. How are you?
I'm awesome. Good to see you.
Yes, you too. Welcome to Cranberry Country.
Thank you. Did I hurt these berries walking out here like this?
No, absolutely not. The berries are kind of protected underneath this thick foliage that grows on top of the vines. So you're all set. The berries are nice and protected under there.
So everybody thinks that cranberries live underwater, or at least I thought that. They obviously don't year round. When do you flood the field? What happens?
Yeah, so the only time that they're really underwater, like when you see on the commercials or on TV, is during the harvest process. And cranberries actually have 4 hollow chambers inside, which allow them to float to the surface of the water. So use the water to kind of help get them up out of the vine so they're easier to corral. The other time that we use water is during the winter months as well. So cranberries are perennial plants, so these vines will continue to grow all year round. And they need protection from the Wisconsin winters because it does get pretty cold. So if they're exposed to cold winds or cold weather, they can freeze and then ruin our crop for the following year. So we also use water to protect those vines and buds from the cold elements. So we'll flood kind of like we do during harvest, and we wait for that water to freeze. We'll pull any extra water off after that water has set for about 10 days. And then we'll kind of repeat that process a couple more times during the winter just to make sure we have a thick layer of ice on top of the vines to protect them.
So what are you doing out here?
So today I'm kind of getting a crop estimate for this upcoming harvest season. So I've got this square foot out here, and I'm picking all of the berries inside of that square foot. I'm going to count them later to kind of get an estimate for what a crop yield is going to look like. So if you want to hold your hands out, I'll show you what the berries are looking like in August.
Oh, they're green. They're not red.
Yeah. So cranberries, they start off green, and you can see how the tops of the fruit are kind of pink. They've just been exposed to the sun. So like me, I'm pretty pale. We get sunburned. So the fruit that grows kind of closer to the surface of the vines, they get exposed to the sunlight. But when the cold weather starts coming around in the late fall, they start to get that really dark red color that you're used to seeing with a cranberry.
And they're pretty hard.
They're very hardy plants. So being in Wisconsin, you got to be a little hardy to survive the elements out here. So they're a very thick fruit. They're kind of almost like a little apple.
So cranberries are obviously a great tasting, but what makes them really special? What's unique about them?
Well, cranberries, they're a true superfruit. They're packed full of vitamins and minerals, antioxidants, and pro-anthocyanins that are good for the body.
So you harvest these berries. Where do they go?
So all of our fruit goes in for processing. So you can find our juices all over the world, which is really exciting. They also go into sweetened dried cranberries too. So it's a great snack. My son, he's one, he just started getting into them. He loves them. So it's really fun to see all of the kids across the world, across the country, enjoying them because Wisconsin does produce over half of the world's supply of cranberries. So that's something that not only we're proud of, but the entire state is really proud of as well.
This is a really big operation. How big is it, and how many people do you actually utilize to keep this going year round?
Yeah, we do have a pretty big operation. We have about 230 acres or about 96 beds. So we do have a really great support team here, and we need some extra help along the way. So today we have Craig here from Nutrient Ag Solutions. He's here to kind of supervise and watch as we apply a soil surfactant. So I'm sure he can answer more of your questions. So let's go talk to Craig.
Okay, maybe he can spell that word for me because I don't know how to spell surfactant.
Hey Craig, how's it going today?
Good, how are you?
Good. I've got Brett here.
Good to see you.
He's
Nice to
out
meet
on
you.
the marsh today learning a little bit about cranberries. So since we're spraying a surfactant out here today, I thought it'd be a great opportunity for you to teach Brett a little something about what Nutrient Ag Solutions does for us here on the marsh.
Okay, well today they were spraying some soil surfactant. Scott had called and had some concerns with some of his new plantings.
What does soil surfactant mean?
Well, it helps get the moisture through the roots and stay in the root zone versus staying on top.
And basically what it does, it loosens that soil up and lets my fertilizer and get down to the roots a lot easier. And that's what we needed help on. We're not getting the root development that we needed.
How much of this state are you actually talking to?
Well, I cover the whole state. There's 20,000 acres approximately of cranberries grown in Wisconsin, and I'm pretty sure I probably service 10,000, if not a little more.
I saw a lot of berries out there. This is going to be a good yield year, right?
Well, we're hoping it's going to be a good yield year. All the predictions are pointing in that way, but we're still a month and a half away. So,
What do you measure berries in? Like bushels like corn, or how does that work?
We measure in barrels, so a barrel is 100 pounds.
Oh, wow. So how many barrels are you hoping for this year?
that's tough to say, but we like to do always better than we did the year before. But if you just happen to look out on a bed like that, I'd like to get 4 semis on that bed. So 3.5 acre bed, and that'd be about 400 barrel crop.
Yeah, well, looking at all these berries is, guess what? It's made me hungry. I want you to feed me a cranberry, in some way, shape, or form.
Well, I think we have some cookies or something around here.
All right.
Amber's a good cook, and she's got a new recipe she'd like to try on.
All right, well, let's go.
Well, thank you guys for coming out today. Let's enjoy some nice cold cranberry juice and fresh cranberry cookies.
Cheers.
Cheers.
What does it mean to have a sixth generation to pass this on to?
Yeah, it's definitely something to be proud of to have the start of the sixth generation out here. I remember growing up and just remembering how much fun I had out here learning from my parents. So I can't wait to start sharing those memories with my children too.
I'm ready to try the cookies.
They're super easy. 7 ingredients.
Thank you.
Can't screw that up.
Thank you. Awesome. I'll take the rest. Cranberries are a wonder fruit that demand patience, commitment, and expertise from growers like Scott and Amber. Besides providing us with juice, snacks, and other tasty treats, cranberry growers ensure that when we sit down for Thanksgiving dinner, there's a bowl on the table filled with good old cranberry sauce that makes the meal complete. I'm Brett Griffin. Keep on leading the field.